Another Death Row production. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson, the next heavyweight champion of the world.
Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome on back. It's the Empire. I'm your host Risky. It is Wednesday, August 19th. Looking back at yesterday, we do hit on our ladder play. Our solo bet came through for us. Other than that, it was an extremely frustrating day. We go 2 for 3 on both of our 3-leg parlays. The Braves do us in on one of our parlays and the Rays do us in on the other one. We got the Braves at a really good price. I thought we could get our leg back playing them yesterday. I don't know what they're doing. They're taking at-bats with no bats this series. Then on the other side, the Rays, that was a terrible read on my part. They got stomped on by the Blue Jays. Like I said, overall frustrating day. Could have been so much better, but you guys already know the rules. It's on to the next one. We got a full slate of baseball here on tap today. Games get started nice and early. Guys, Outlier Sportsbook, the link is down in the description. Sign up with them. The first week is free. Also at the end of the video, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. With all of that being said, let's jump into it. Alright, first game on the day, 12:30 start. We got the Tigers in Pittsburgh taking on the Pirates. We got Jackson Jobe on the mount for the Tigers. We got Paul Skeens on the mount for the Pirates. Alright, getting into this game here, we got the young right-handed pitcher Jackson Jobe on the mount for the Pirates, making his 3rd start of the season up to this point. And his first outing saw a terrible offense in the Giants. In that game, he pitched 6 scoreless innings. Last week saw a really good offense in the White Sox. Completely different story in that game. Pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 runs. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Pirates team offensively in the last 2 weeks. They've really started to click. Not to mention they got O'Neal Cruz back. We were talking about it in yesterday's video. O'Neal Cruz back in the lineup gives pop to the bottom half of the order. What does he do in his first game? Go yard. Here today, looking at the matchup for Jackson Jobe, a guy that throws the fastball primarily. Really good fastball sitting at 100 miles per hour, but he's throwing it 50% of the time. Not to mention he's going to be seeing a Pirates lineup, 7 left-handed bats in the lineup here today. We saw what the White Sox order did, a lineup stacked with lefties, a team with very good numbers versus right-handed pitching. He's going to be seeing a team similar. Overall, we know this Pirates team's been slumping, but on the year, still a top 10 team on base percentage and average versus right-handed pitching. I see Jobe going about 5 innings, giving up 2, possibly 3 runs. Before we get to the Tigers bullpen's in a really good spot here today. In a spot not to leave Jobe out there too long if he's getting hit up or struggling with the pitch count. I like the arms coming out this Tigers bullpen here today. Very good bullpen overall in the season. I see the arms coming out the pen, possibly giving up a run, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Paul Skeens on the mount. I mean, we talk about it all the time when he's been starting recently. The velocity's down for him this year. That's been the big thing. His fastball's only sitting at 97, sometimes 96 as the game goes deeper. That's usually when Paul Skeens has to blow up inning, like the 2nd, 3rd time through the order. Here today, looking at the matchup for him, he's going to be seeing a Tigers offense. Offensively, they've been very good versus right-handed pitching. Not to mention Paul Skeens, like I said, with the velocity being down, there's a few of these Tigers that match up really well against him. My overall breakdown for Skeens, I can see him going 5, possibly 6 innings here today where he gives up 2 runs. Before we get to the Pirates bullpen, they're in a decent spot, very mediocre bullpen overall, but I do like a few of the arms coming out the pen here today, so I can see them coming in this one, giving up another run, possibly 2, but nothing too crazy themselves. Looking at the weather in this game, very hitter friendly. We got double-digit winds, 12-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Pirates are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Spencer Horowitz for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Padres in New York taking on the Mets. We got Michael King on the mount for the Padres. We got Robert Stock on the mount for the Mets. Alright, getting into this game here, we got the right-handed pitcher Michael King on the mount for the Padres. He's been decent this season for San Diego, 3.41 ERA, 127 whip, but every once in a while he'll come out there, have a blow-up start. paying attention to those blow-up starts. He usually has them against teams that are stacked with left-handed bats that have very good slugging numbers versus righties. He's going to be seeing a Mets lineup. In the last 10 games, their numbers versus right-handed pitching continues to be very good. Not to mention, they're going to have 6, possibly 7 left-handed bats in the order here today. Michael King, a sinker ball pitcher, pitches for a lot of contact. The hard hit rate's been going up since the All-Star break for him. It was sitting below 30% for most of the first half, but since the All-Star break in his last 5 starts, the hard hit rate sitting at 44% in those games. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Mets lineup. Like I said, they hit right-handed pitching very well, but when I look at the matchup breakdown for Michael King, there's a few of the Mets that really match up well against some guys like Lindor, guys like Bo Bichette. I could see one of them having a really good game here today, having multiple hits off of him. My overall breakdown for Michael King, he goes about 5, possibly 6 innings where he gives up 3 runs before we get to the Padres bullpen. They're in a decent spot here today. In my opinion, still a very mediocre, shaky bullpen, but I do see the arms coming out this bullpen here today, giving up another 2 runs. On the other side, we got the right-handed pitcher Robert Stock on the mound, making his 3rd start of the season. He got destroyed in his first game, but he's looked decent in his last 2. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Padres lineup offensively stacked with right-handed bats. That's something that's going to work in Robert Stock's favor. Has very good numbers versus righties, but this Padres lineup overall continues to be a good offense. Not to mention in the last week versus righties, they're a top 5 offense overall. I can see this Padres team coming out here today, getting to Robert Stock. I can see him going about 4, possibly 5 innings where he gives up 2 runs, maybe 3 before we get to the Mets bullpen. They're in a decent spot here today themselves, but I still see the arms coming out the pen, giving up another runner. So this game is going to be out in New York City Field. Looking at the weather, it's going to be a bit more on the hitter-friendly side. We got about 6 to 7 mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield, close to 90 degrees. Let's get to the picks. The Padres are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like the home dogs in this spot. Give me the New York Mets on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Francisco Lindor of the Mets for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Braves in Minnesota taking on the Twins. We got AJ Smith-Shawver on the mound for the Braves. We got Taj Bradley on the mound for the Twins. Alright, getting into this one here, we got AJ Smith-Shawver on the mound for the Braves. Highly touted prospect for Atlanta, but he's always dealing with injury. Came up for his first start towards the beginning of July, made a few starts, but then they sent him back down to the minors. Here today, he's back on the mound in the majors for the Braves, making a start against the Twins lineup that continues to be very good offensively versus both right-handed pitching and lefties. In the last 2 weeks overall, this Twins lineup is batting .247, slugging .405. Looking at the matchup here today for Smith-Shawver, one thing he's always dealt with was being a bit home run prone. He's always had a very high hard hit rate when he's on the mound. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Twins lineup still got very good slugging numbers versus right-handed pitching. I can see Buxton or Clemens, one of them taking him yard in this game. Overall, this should be a bullpen day for Atlanta, though. I don't think Smith-Shawver will be out there for longer than 4 innings. Looking at the rest of the bullpen arms that'll be available here today to come in, give like 3 innings of bulk relief. They got some decent arms available, but overall, this Braves bullpen continues to be very shaky, very mediocre. I see the arms coming out the pen after AJ Smith-Shawver release. I think AJ Smith-Shawver being out there for 3, possibly 4 innings where he gives up 2 to 3 runs before we get to the Braves bullpen. Like I said, very mediocre bullpen recently. Looking at, they got some decent arms available, though. I still see them coming out, the pen coming in this game, giving up another 2, possibly 3 runs. On the other side, we got Taj Bradley on the mound, having a very good season, but if you've been following us, you know the reason we usually fade Taj Bradley is when he's seeing a lineup stacked with lefties that have very good numbers, especially slugging versus right-handed pitching. Taj Bradley this season has been struggling with the command, averaging 4.8 walks per 9 innings. He's also home run prone, averaging 1.2 home runs per 9 innings. Hard hit rate sitting at 44%. Like I said, struggles with left-handed bats. This Braves lineup offensively this series has been doing nothing, but on paper, they match up very well against Bradley. I can see them getting to him here today. My overall breakdown for Taj, he goes about 5, possibly 6 innings where he gives up 3 runs before we get to the X factor in this game for me here today. The Twins bullpen, they've been playing very good overall this series up to this point, but all their best arms are taxed, not going to be available in this game. Looking at the arms that would be coming out the pin here today for Minnesota, I see them coming in this game, giving up another 3, possibly 4 runs. Looking at the weather in this one, extremely hitter-friendly weather. We got about 7 to 8 mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield, close to 85 degrees. Let's get to the picks. The Twins are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like the Road Dogs in this spot. Give me the Atlanta Braves on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Matt Olson of the Braves to hit a home run today. They just dropped the line for that White Sox Cubs game, so as soon as I do the breakdown for it, I'm going to put the play in the pinned comments. But next game up, we got the Diamondbacks in Boston taking on the Red Sox. We got Brandon Pfaadt on the mount for the D-backs. We got Peyton Toley on the mount for the Red Sox. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Brandon Pfaadt on the mount for the D-backs. Having an amazing season up to this point. Started off the year in the Diamondbacks bullpen, but ever since they moved him into the starting rotation, he's been dominant. In his last 5 starts, 21 innings pitched combined in those 5 games, no runs given up. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Red Sox lineup. They were slumping in that Athletic. They were slumping for 2 series in a row against the Athletics and the Blue Jays, but they came back home, seeing this Diamondbacks lineup, Diamondbacks pitching. The bats came back alive. Here today, looking at the matchup for Brandon Pfaadt, I could still see him having a quality start. There's 2 guys that did match up really well against him. That was Abreu and Contreras, but overall, I see Brandon Pfaadt still having a quality start, going 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. Before we get to this Diamondbacks bullpen, they've been playing shaky for the last 2 weeks, and not to mention their tax coming into it here today. I see the arms coming out this D-backs bullpen coming in this game, giving up another run or 2. On the other side, we got Peyton Toley. This guy's been really good for Boston this season. Amazing strikeout to walk ratio. He's been working in that sinker. In his last few starts, the ground ball rate for him has been going up as well. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Diamondbacks lineup, still a top 10 team versus left-handed pitching. We saw them get to Ranger Suarez yesterday, but Ranger Suarez and Peyton Toley, 2 completely different style pitchers. We were actually speaking about it in yesterday's video. They line up very well against Ranger Suarez, sinker ball pitcher, pitches for a lot of contact. That is not the case with Peyton Toley. This is a high strikeout pitcher. This Diamondbacks lineup does strike out a lot. No Marte in the lineup once again. I see Toley rolling. I see him going about 6, if not 7 innings. If not scoreless, he'll give up a run before we get to the Red Sox bullpen. They're in a really good spot here today to come in this game, maybe give up a run themselves, if not shut down this Diamondbacks lineup. Looking at the weather in this one, it's going to be a bit more on the hitter-friendly side. Ballpark Pal has it rated with a +5 home run percentage. We got about 6 to 7 mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Red Sox are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Contreras of the Red Sox for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Marlins in Philadelphia taking on the Phillies. We got Sandy Alcantara on the mount for the Marlins. We got Aaron Nola on the mount for the Phillies. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Sandy Alcantara on the mount for the Marlins. Continues to be one of the most consistent, solid pitchers overall in the majors. In his last 4 starts, pitched a combined 25 innings. His ERA sitting at 0.78. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Phillies lineup. For one, the first thing I'm paying attention to for Sandy in this game, it's a road game for him. This season, the road splits versus the home splits, terrible. He's been struggling, really struggling in his road games. Not to mention, struggling with left-handed bats, seeing a Phillies lineup stacked with lefties. Sandy is a sinker ball pitcher with the hard hit rate sitting at 42%. This Phillies lineup at home, the slugging numbers are through the roof. They are one of the best home offenses overall. This game all adds up to Sandy having a blow-up start, going about 4, if not 5 innings where he gives up 3 to 4 runs. Not to mention this Marlins bullpen continues to be absolutely terrible. I see the arms coming out this Marlins bullpen coming in this game, giving up another 2, possibly 3 themselves. On the other side, we got Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola, the numbers look terrible for him overall on the season, but in his last 4 starts, he has an ERA sitting at 2.70, whip is sitting at 1.15. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Miami lineup, bottom 15 offense in the last 2 weeks. Not to mention, Aaron Nola's strikeout numbers in his last few starts continue to go up. His hard hit rate, which has been one of the biggest problems for him this season, continues to drop. Had a really good start in that small Field of Dreams game last week. I can see Aaron Nola back at home here today against the, like I said, bottom 15 offense against the Marlins, having a really good game. Going about 6 innings where he gives up a run before we get to the Phillies bullpen. Unreliable bullpen. I see the arms coming out this Phillies bullpen coming in this game, giving up another 2, possibly 3 runs themselves. This game is out in Philadelphia. The weather is going to be very hitter friendly. We got this game sitting with a plus 19 home run index. Wind blowing from the diamonds to the outfield. About 7-8 mile per hour winds. Let's get to the picks. The Phillies are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies to hit a home run today. Next game up, we got the Yankees in Baltimore taking on the Orioles. We got Will Warren on the mound for the Yankees. We got Chris Bassett on the mound for the Orioles. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Will Warren on the mound for the Yankees. He continues to be such an inconsistent pitcher. He'll go out there, have a good game, then have a shaky game, then follow it up with a blow-up start. He's been doing that in repeat the whole season up to this point. Not to mention he has weird splits. He has very good numbers in a very hitter-friendly Yankee Stadium, then struggles in his road games. ERA sitting close to 5 on the year in his road starts. Here today, he's going to be seeing an Orioles lineup, bottom 10 offense overall versus right-handed pitching. They've been shaky versus righties in the last week as well. Looking at the pitch mix breakdown for Will Warren, throws that fastball, sinker combo, gets a lot of ground outs. As long as he could pitch around Pete Alonso, I don't see him struggling in this game. He could possibly come out here today, have a quality start, if not better. My overall breakdown for him here today, he goes 6 innings and gives up 2 runs. Before we get to the Yankees bullpen, they're slightly taxed coming into it. They probably won't have none of their back end available, but I do like a few of the arms coming out this Yankees bullpen here today to possibly give up another run or 2, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Chris Bassett on the mound for the Orioles. He will be my X factor in this game. He is horrendous. ERA sitting close to 6 for the season. The hard hit rate sitting at 47% on the year, averaging 1.4 home runs per 9 innings, averaging 4.6 walks per 9 as well. I'm expecting this Yankees lineup to have a really good offensive game here today. My overall breakdown for Bassett, he goes 4 innings, gives up 4 runs. Before we get to this taxed Orioles bullpen, not to mention the arms that's going to be available here today coming out the pen, the Yankees have seen already this series. I'm expecting the Yankees to get to the bullpen's arms as well here today. I see the arms coming out this Orioles bullpen coming in this game, giving up another 3, possibly 4 runs. This game is going to be out in Baltimore. It's going to be extremely hitter friendly, plus 5 home run percentage, 3rd best offensive game on the schedule here today. Let's get to the picks. The Yankees are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 9.5. I like the over 9.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Garcia of the Yankees to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Cardinals in Cincinnati taking on the Reds. We got Matthew Liberatore on the mound for the Cardinals. We got Chase Burns on the mound for the Reds. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Matthew Liberatore on the mound for the Cardinals. Started off the season, he was horrendous. He was getting hit up in all of the games. A hard hit rate was through the roof, giving up a bunch of home runs in all his starts. But since the All-Star break, he started to click. This guy was a really good starting pitcher last year. Even for the last 2 years, he's been a really good starting pitcher. The first half of this season was a bit, I think was a bit of an outlier. He's starting to get back into form recently. In his last 5 starts, ERA sitting at 3.60, whip sitting at 0.90. Hard hit rate dropped down back to 33%. He's going to be seeing a Reds lineup here today, stacked with right-handed bats despite being a left-handed pitcher. Matthew Liberatore actually has better splits versus righties than he does lefties. Not to mention the Reds offense in the last 2 weeks has been a bottom 10 offense versus left-handed pitching. The one thing this Reds lineup does have against lefties, we talk about it all the time, is good slugging numbers. They do have high slugging against left-handed pitching. Against Liberatore, who's prone to giving up the long ball, that's something I'm going to pay attention to here today. My overall breakdown for him, I see him going 6 innings, giving up 3. Before we get to the Cardinals bullpen, they're going to be the X factor for me in this game. Terrible spot for the Cardinals bullpen. I see the arms coming out the pen, giving up another 2, possibly 3 runs themselves. On the other side, we got Chase Burns having a Cy Young caliber season. Strikeout to walk ratio, one of the best in the majors. Hard hit rate at 28%. Seeing a Cardinals lineup, for one, he has very good numbers against this season. Not to mention, even dating back to last year, this team's only going to be featuring 5 left-handed bats here today. That's something that's going to work in Chase Burns' favor. Overall, I like the matchup for Chase Burns. The fastball sitting at 100 miles per hour. This Reds lineup's been struggling to hit the high velocity fastball this season. I see Burns going about 7 innings, striking out about 7-8 batters in this game, possibly giving up a run before we get to the Reds bullpen. They're in a decent spot here today to come in this game, give up another run themselves, but nothing too crazy. This game is out in Cincinnati. It's going to be a bit more on the hitter-friendly side when it comes to the weather. We got about 7 to 8 mile per hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Reds are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Sal Stewart of the Reds for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Blue Jays in Tampa Bay taking on the Rays. We got Max Scherzer on the mount for the Jays. We got Drew Rasmussen on the mount for the Rays. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Max Scherzer on the mount for the Blue Jays. In his last 4 starts, he's really started to look good. In his last 4 outings, he has an ERA sitting at 2.20, whip sitting at 1.15. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Tampa Bay Rays lineup. They've been playing shaky offensively in the last 10 games, but looking at the numbers and those really good starts Max Scherzer was having, the xFIP still through the roof. The Sierra sitting close to 430. The hard hit rate sitting at 50% overall still. I'm expecting him to get hit up in this one. Like I said, all the underlying numbers say he's going to have a blow up spot. I can see this being the game here today where it happens to him. My overall breakdown for Scherzer, he goes 4 innings, gives up 4 runs. The velocity on all his pitches are down. This Rays lineup is still a top 10 offense versus right-handed pitching. Like I said, blow up start from Max Scherzer here today. The Jays bullpen, they're in a really good spot. They've been playing really good in the last 2 weeks. I see the arms coming out this Blue Jays bullpen, giving up another run, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Drew Rasmussen, another guy having a Cy Young caliber season. Not to mention, since the All-Star break, he continues to be dominant in his last 3 starts. He's pitched a combined 18 innings, ERA sitting at 1, whip sitting at 70, hard hit rate down to 22%. Strikeout to walk ratio's been really good as well. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Blue Jays lineup. Offensively, they've been starting to play good in the last week, but overall, versus right-handed pitching and lefties, they've been a bottom 15 offense. Not to mention, the strikeout numbers continue to go up. Drew Rasmussen has really good strikeout stuff. I see him coming out here today dealing, going about 7 innings, giving up a run before we get to the Tampa Bay Rays bullpen. I see the arms coming out the pen, giving up another run, possibly 2, but nothing too crazy. This game is down in Tampa Bay in the Dome, so no weather to swing anything. Let's get to the picks. The Rays are the betting off favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 7.5. I do like the over 7.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Yandy Diaz of the Rays for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Mariners in Baltimore taking on the Orioles. We got Logan Gilbert on the mount for the Mariners. We got Dustin May on the mount for the Brewers. Alright, getting into this one here, we'll shout out to the Brewers for coming through on the run line easily for us yesterday, 22-0 win. Here today, they're going to be seeing Logan Gilbert on the mount for Seattle. Continues to be a very good starting pitcher. In his last 5 starts, he has an ERA sitting at 2.70, whip sitting at 1.17. In this game here today for Logan Gilbert, the first thing I'm paying attention to is the amount of lefties in the lineup. Once again, he's another right-handed pitcher that struggles with lefties. Very good strikeout to walk ratio, not a high hard hit rate. Logan Gilbert, with him, it's really the command at times when he has like bad starts. It's not that he's necessarily getting tagged or so. He will have games where he'll give up a few home runs, but in this pitcher-friendly ballpark in Milwaukee, I don't see that giving him a problem here today. This Brewers lineup, they don't really hit for power for home runs either. They're a contact hitting team. My overall breakdown for Logan Gilbert, this is a very close game in my opinion. My overall breakdown for Logan Gilbert, I can see him going about 6 innings, giving up a run before we get to the Mariners bullpen. We saw what they came in and did yesterday. I see the arms coming out this Mariners bullpen once again, giving up another 2, possibly 3 runs. On the other side, we got Dustin May. He's looked good as a Brewer up to this point. He's not gone past the 6th inning in any of them, but he hasn't given up more than 3 runs in any of the starts. The hard hit rate sitting at 28%. The walk rate down as well since from when he was with the Cardinals. But like I said, only 3 starts up to this point. In this game here today, he's going to be seeing a Seattle Mariners offense. Did nothing yesterday, got blanked. The Seattle offense has been terrible in the last 2 weeks. Versus right-handed pitching, they've been a bit better, but here today, looking at the pitch mix breakdown in the matchup for Dustin May, I can see him having a quality start. Guys like Kyle Raleigh, Arozarena, and J-Rod do match up well against them. You got guys like Donovan at the top of the lineup, very patient, could draw walks. Dustin May at time can struggle with the command. Overall, I can see the Mariners getting a run or 2 off of him. I can see Dustin May going about 5-6 innings before we get to the Brewers bullpen. They're a really good bullpen, not to mention they're in a really good spot here today. I see the arms coming out this Brewers bullpen coming in this game, shutting down this Mariners lineup. There's no weather to worry about in this one. It's out in Seattle in the Dome. Let's get to the picks. The Brewers are the betting off favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I do like the under 7.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Bryce Terang of the Brewers for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Nationals in Texas taking on the Rangers. We got Cade Cavalli on the mount for the Nats. We got Kumar Rocker on the mount for the Rangers. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Cade Cavalli on the mount for the Nationals, having a really good season this year. Since the All-Star break, he's kept up that pace in his last 5 starts. He has an ERA sitting at 2.20, whip sitting at 0.85, hard hit rates down to 25%. The strikeout rate is the main thing with Cade Cavalli. His strikeout numbers continue to go up. The walk rate can be a bit shaky at times, but here today he's going to be seeing a Rangers lineup. Very mediocre offense versus right-handed pitching. They currently sit at 18th right now overall rank versus righties. The slugging numbers are way down versus right-handed pitching as well. My overall breakdown for Cavalli, if he could come out here today, really work the case, I could see him having a dominant start, going about 6 if not 7 scoreless innings. Before we get to the Nationals bullpen, they'll come in this game, give up 2 to 3 runs. On the other side, we got Kumar Rocker on the mount. He's been shaky this year for Texas, to say the least. He had a stretch of games where he looked really good, but in his last 3 starts, he pitched 13 innings, giving up 12 runs. The hard hit rate sitting at 52%. He has terrible splits versus left-handed bats. Seeing a Nationals lineup with 5 projected lefties here today. Not to mention this Nationals team continues to hit righties very well. I see the Nats getting to him. My overall breakdown for Kumar Rocker, he goes 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. Before we get to this Rangers bullpen, they also continue to play terribly. In the last 30 games played, they're a bottom 10 bullpen. I see the arms coming out, the Texas Rangers bullpen coming in this game, giving up another 2 runs. This game is down in Texas in the Dome, so no weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Rangers are the betting off favorites in this game here today, and I like the Road Dogs in this spot. Give me the Washington Nationals on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I do like the over 7.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking CJ Abrams of the Nats for 2 total bases today. Alright, final game of the day, we got the Dodgers in Colorado taking on the Rockies. We got Roki Sasaki on the mount for the Dodgers. We got Kyle Freeland on the mount for the Rockies. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Roki Sasaki on the mount for the Dodgers. Ever since the All-Star break, he continues to be a mediocre pitcher. He's been a bit better overall, in my opinion. The big thing I've been paying attention to, though, in his last few starts, the velocity's gone up for this guy. Towards the beginning of the season, the fastball was sitting at 97 miles per hour. Right now, it's topping out at 100. In his last 5 starts, he has an ERA sitting at 3.12, whip sitting at 130. The reason the whip is a bit high, he does struggle with the command at times. He will have starts where he goes out there, walk 3-4 batters in a 6-inning outing. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Rockies lineup down Hunter Goodman, down their best bat. Besides Mickey Moniak, I don't really see this Rockies lineup giving Sasaki a problem on paper. I don't think he's going to go out there and pitch a gem. I still see him going out there giving up a home run or 2. He can be over-reliant on the fastball. He's going to need to here today in Coors, but being over-reliant on the fastball sometimes can backfire on a right-handed pitcher. Against the Rockies lineup at home, they're a top 15 team still versus right-handed pitching. So overall, I see Roki going out there, giving the Dodgers about 6 innings, giving up 3, possibly 2 to 3 runs. Before we get to the Dodgers bullpen, they're a terrible bullpen here in the last month. I see the arms coming out this Dodgers bullpen, giving up another 2. On the other side, we got Kyle Freeland. We've backed a few of Kyle Freeland's road starts this season. He's made us money, but do not back Kyle Freeland at home. On the season, he still has a 7 ERA in his home games. The whip in his home starts is sitting at 160. Hard hit rate sitting at 56%. Seeing a Dodgers lineup here today, that's still a top 10 team versus left-handed pitching. Granted, they're getting close to being out of the top 10, but still a top 10 team versus left-handed pitching overall. Kyle Freeland, the hard hit rate, like I said, everything, even the command when he's at home, he really struggles, walks a bunch of batters. Guys like Andy Pajas, Mookie Betts should have easy games here today off of Kyle Freeland. My overall breakdown for Kyle, he goes about 4, possibly 5 innings where he gives up 3 to 4 runs before we get to the Rockies bullpen. Used up a bunch of their arms yesterday. I see the arms available for the Rockies coming in this game, giving up another 2, possibly 3 runs. This game is out in Colorado, the most hitter-friendly game on the schedule here today, plus 26 home run percentage. Let's get to the picks. The Dodgers are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the run line. The game total set at 11.5. I do like the over 11.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Andy Pajas of the Dodgers to hit a home run today. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. Yesterday, the Brewers on the run line came through for us. The payout, $23.60. So today we'll be wagering that $23.60 on the New York Yankees on the money line. We're getting them at -120. This is our ladder play of the day. Next up, we have a 2-leg home run parlay we're going to be playing here today. We're going to start it off with Matt Olson of the Braves, and we wrap it up with Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies, a $10 2-leg home run parlay. Next up, we have a 3-leg parlay we're going to be playing here today. We're going to start it off with that Padres-Mets game total to go over 8.5 total runs. We're then going to play the Philadelphia Phillies on the money line, and we wrap up the parlay with the Milwaukee Brewers on the money line. Alright, and the final bit of the day will be another 3-leg parlay. This time we're going to start it off with that Braves-Twins game total to go over 8.5 total runs. After that, we're going to play the Tampa Bay Rays on the run line, and we wrap up the parlay with the Los Angeles Dodgers on the run line. Once again guys, before we get up out of here, I just want to send my salutes out to you all. It's Wednesday, it's hump day, we're halfway there. You guys know I appreciate you all, I respect you all. Hope we all win some money here today, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one.